So hello and welcome you all to SAIL TMDS Dental Academy. I am Dr. Malay Trivedi, pediatric dentist and assistant professor in College of Dental Sciences. So aspirants, now very few days are left for examination and all of your attention what to do, what not to do. And during examination, the best way to revise MCQs to study past papers. So our academy is here with the NEET MDS 2020 paper. We are going to present you in part by part so you can easily revise. Along with that, we are going to explain few important points also. So along with the specific question, you can do other concept. Fine aspirants, and these are the memory based question prepared by my academy. If any of you found the more suitable question or you can add few points to that, you are welcome. So let's start with the today's video. So the first question is, the trapezoidal outline of incisor teeth is characteristic of which dentition? The correct answer for that is glass. So I spend most often in dental anatomy we study trait. It means what? It's a characteristic quality or an identifying factor. So we have four types, that is set traits that help us to differentiate between primary and permanent teeth. Then we have arch trait that help us to differentiate between maxillary and mandibular teeth. Then we have a class trait that differentiate the types of teeth, whether it is incisor, canines, premolars and molars. Then we have a type trait, the difference between the counterpart like central and lateral incisor, first and second premolar, first, second and third molar. Now we see second question. So what type of cleft occur when maxillary process does not fuse with lateral nasal process? So we have four options: oblique facial cleft, cleft lip, cleft palate and submucous cleft. So the correct answer for this is oblique facial cleft. So we'll see different types of cleft in children and other features like inclusion dermoid, macrostomia. This is a microstomia. This is your oblique facial cleft. It is a unilateral cleft lip, bilateral cleft lip. It is a unilateral complete cleft lip and palate. It is a bilateral cleft lip and palate, and this is isolated cleft palate. So this 7 to 8 pics will be very useful for you for image based question. Then aspirants, we are going to see third question. So which drug is used in treatment of hemophilia? So desmopressin is the drug we are going to use for treatment of hemophilia. Let us see the tree diagram. So how to deal with hemophilia? So if two type of treatments are there, conventional and advanced treatment. So in conventional treatment we have a FDP, there's a freeze dried products administering clotting factors, whether it is factor 8 or factor 9, and desmopressin. But this conventional treatment have few limitations like cost is high, treatment is long term, some treatments are not suitable for hemophilia B, and some are not effective in severe cases. So we go for the advanced treatment. It's of three types. First is prophylactic treatment. We are able to see change the serious hemophilia to mild or moderate, and this prophylactic treatment will reduce the risk of joint damage. Then we have pegylated factor 8 therapy. Here low dose is required, half-life is better, and very less chance that the patient develop immune response. Then we have gene therapy. It is a target drug delivery. It is ability to replace the defective cell, and the biggest advantage of gene therapy is that it is short-term therapy. Then aspirants, we will see another question, that which vein is most commonly used for IV injection? It is median cuboidal vein. Just one point I want to mention, aspirants, so whenever you are studying past paper, try to remember the question and the answer. So whenever you see such question in your exam hall, don't get confused. Okay, don't try to waste your time in reading the option. Directly you can click the correct answer. That's why whenever you are studying past paper, study question and specific answer. So in this diagram you can see, aspirant, this is the median cuboidal vein. Then aspirants, will see another question. So a dentist, while extraction of the upper first molar, accidentally creates a small perforation into maxillary sinus. So what is a test to check presence of oroantral communication? It is Valsalva maneuver. Then sixth question, so which material is not used as retrograde filling in periapical therapy? Remember, the ideal material is MTA. And which material cannot use? That is endomethasone. Then aspirants, in silver electroplating, which bath is used? That is silver cyanide. You can simply remember, after B the C comes, so bath, B, and C for cyanide. So now aspirants, another question: why is canthal incision not taken beyond lateral canthus of eye? To prevent lymphatic drainage obstruction. Then a case report which a 54-year-old male suddenly develops pain in right ear, tongue, jaw and nasopharyngeal region. If we go for internal examination, it reveals asymmetry of right and left parietal halves. So the diagnosis here is Trotter syndrome. Remember aspirant, Trotter syndrome is a clinical triad of unilateral deafness, neuralgia affecting branches of the trigeminal nerve, and defective mobility of the soft palate, which is caused by malignant tumors involving the lateral pharyngeal recess. Then aspirants, will see another question, that's a Parkland formula. So that is total body surface area burnt into body weight into 4. Then aspirants, another community question. So investigator is told to follow a group of 400 cardiac patients into the future who are administered a drug for intervention of the cardiac disease. So what kind of design it is? It is a prospective cohort study example. So we are going to see the type of epidemiological study. So we have non-experimental, there is observational study, which include population based and individual based. In population based we have descriptive and analytical, and in individual based, in descriptive comes the case report, case series, and analytical we have a 3 type, like cross-sectional, which is known as prevalence study, case control study or case reference study, or cohort or follow-up study. Whenever in experimental study, which is interventional study, we have a 2 type of main studies, like randomized control trial, or we can say clinical trial, and non-randomized, which is known as quasi-experimental field trial or community trial. Then aspirants, how to know the bone density for implant placement? The best method is your CBCT. Then according to CPITN index, a young 32-year-old male with isolated 4 to 5 mm pocketing molar tooth. So what should be the treatment need in this patient? It is scaling and root planning followed by oral hygiene instruction. So aspirant, please remember this criteria for CPITN index. So if periodontal status is healthy, CPITN score is 0, treatment need is no. Then bleeding and probing, CPITN score is 1. Here the treatment need is oral hygiene improvement. If there is calculus, whether it is supra or subgingival, the CPITN score is 2 and treatment need is calculus removal and oral hygiene improvement. If there is a pocket around 4 or 5 mm, the treatment need here is calculus removal and oral hygiene improvement. If pocket is more than 6 mm, it is the critical condition and require complex periodontal care and oral hygiene improvement. Then aspirants, which is a caries promoting mineral? It is selenium, which is caries promoting mineral. Then which of the following is a prodrug? The methyl dopa is the best example for prodrug. Then it's a very good question that in a BDS class, Ram gets 10th rank and Mohan got 40th rank. So what kind of scale of measurement is this? It is ordinal scale. Then aspirants, what is a full mark radiographic survey for a 6 to 12 years children? It is 14 radiograph. Remember, this question can be asked in another way also. They may ask you 3 to 5 years, so here it is a 4 film survey. If they ask 8 to 9 years, it is 12 film survey, and 10 to 12 years it is 12 or 16 film survey depending upon size. Then which is the epithelium type of esophagus? It is stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelium. Then aspirants, resonance frequency analyzer is used in implantology for what purpose? To assess primary stability of implant. Then aspirants, nitrous oxide cause diffusion hypoxia. Why? Because increased movement of nitrous oxide from capillary to alveoli. So aspirant, that was all for today. We have seen around 20 questions. Remaining questions we are going to see in the further videos. And if you want latest papers of 2020 or 19 or last minute revision point, which include more than 2000 points selected by our academy, So those points will help you to revise important thing before 2 to 3 days of examination. So for that you can DM me. Information is there also and all in the description box also. This is my number, my website and my mail ID. And from 20 December we are starting new batch for the 2021 aspirant. To know more details or to join demo lecture you can contact me. So thank you all dear aspirants. One mantra right now, keep on studying to get success. See you all.